Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news the stopping of Boeing's 737 MAX production has upended market optimism. But first up today, there's been a surprise drop in dairy prices in the overnight auction. Overall prices are down 5.1% in US dollars and 5.8% in New Zealand dollars, as the Kiwi dollar also has fallen overnight. The retreat was led by whole milk powder prices, which were down 6.7%, and skim milk powder prices were down 6.3%. This is the biggest fall since March 2017, which came after a string of declines and was followed by a string of rises. In the US, housing starts recovered in November and are now up 13% above the same month a year ago. Building permits are up 11% on the same basis, which is notable because it's a 12-year high. These increases were above analyst forecasts. And the Fed also recorded a small rise in industrial production in November, reversing 2 straight months of declines. Data for American job openings, which is for October, came in on the positive side as well. All this data predates the Phase 1 trade deal, but together you would think they would be juicing up Wall Street. But not so. It is flat in midday trade today, with the S&P 500 up just 0.1%. Perhaps one reason is that their major exporter, Boeing, has shut its 737 MAX production, and this will have a significant ripple effect on the economy going forward. In Europe, Airbus can't make jets fast enough now. In China, the IMF has firmed up its 2020 growth forecast to 6% and confirmed Beijing's own target is quite feasible. Perhaps that has added to optimism because the Shanghai equity market rose another strong 1.3% yesterday. But there is continuing trouble with excessive office space in China, with their top-tier cities having vacancy rates over 10% and rising, more in the second-tier cities. And this is complicating the plans of many companies to sell off property to bolster balance sheets, in a number of high-profile cases and action necessary to retain their listing status. In the residential scene, the high-end Beijing property market is bouncing back strongly, however. In Australia, regulator ASIC is accusing NAB of a major fees for no service violation, one that may involve a penalty of up to $10 billion, because there are more than 10,000 clients affected and the penalty is substantial in each case. US Treasury 10-year yield is at 1.88% and down 1 basis point since this time yesterday. US oil prices are higher at just under $61 a barrel, and the Brent benchmark is now just over $66 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar will start today more than a quarter cent lower at just under 65.7 US cents. On the cross rates, we're holding at 95.9 Australian cents, and against the euro, we're noticeably lower too at 58.9 euro cents. That puts our trade-weighted index at just on 70.8. And Bitcoin is now at $6,728, and that's down 5% from this time yesterday. News of Ponzi fraud is sweeping Chinese markets where most Bitcoin trading takes place. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.